helpful. Super helpful. If you can see or hear me, this is pre-live. So let me know what we've got going on here. Yeah. Excellent. 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 Let's see. No fail messaging. Live today at 2 p.m. I'm interested why it's not live. Maybe because I'm too early. Interesting. Yeah, well, it says, well, if you can see and hear me, go ahead and please leave a comment. I'm checking what's working, what's not. And sometimes that's hard when I'm running solo here. There we go. I've got it. See and hear me, go ahead and please leave a comment. I'm checking. How do I turn the volume off? What's not. And sometimes that's hard. Ah. Silent mode. There we go. I'm running solo here. There we go. I've got it. There we go. Ugh. Gotta love the chaos. Gotta love the chaos. So let's turn things here so I can see your comments when you do leave a comment. Looks like I'm having some trouble, at least on this side. How about where you are? What do you see? What do you hear? And all right, good, 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 good. I'm starting to see some things looking better. If you can't see me, can't hear me, well, I can't tell you what to do because you haven't seen or heard me. Silly. All right, we still have about 7 minutes. So I think what I'm going to do here is to put up the screen as a holder. I'll still be able to and follow along, but just to put up a holder so people know they're in the right place. And we are gonna be ready to go soon. Here we go. Sharing the no fail messaging screen. There it is. There it is. I'll zoom in a little bit. There we go. Not too shabby. And there we go. We've got our no fail messaging. Oh. Are you here? Can you see me? Can you hear me? I'm going to send some messages. This is the pre-live. Today we're talking about how to 10x your impact. Struggling to leave a message. Hello and welcome everyone. We have 2 minutes, just 2 minutes before we go live. I still have my screen up there. The no fail messaging instantly 10x your impact in 3 easy steps. It doesn't say easy, but I know they're easy. And so I'm excited to share that with you. But for now, let's connect, let's discuss, let's see how you're doing. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Give me a comment, let me know. I'm having some troubles writing comments myself on LinkedIn. YouTube is just fine, but maybe you can give me a thumbs up or something like that. Let me know if you see and hear me. I'd appreciate that tremendously, tremendously. So it looks like I'm kind of on the edge on YouTube. I have 1 minute to fix that. Let's see how that looks. Let me see. No, looks all right. We're good. Let's just delete a bit. Yeah, that's fine. Super. We have 1 minute, 1 minute to go. And I'm looking forward to interacting with all of you for sure, because this is a live session and that's what it's all about, right? Interacting. I'm wearing this Santa hat or winter hat or Christmas hat or whatever you got. I'm wearing that and it's a bit small for me, but trying to get in the spirit. And speaking of the spirit, here we are. It's go time and welcome to another LinkedIn Live or YouTube live streaming with me. Hi, I'm Elizabeth. I'm from the ECM of Talk with ECM. So I'm here to help you get out, cut through the noise to connect and be seen as a real thought leader in your field. Not just another copy paste noisemaker. I'm talking about creating valuable content and unleashing a tidal wave of influence, because that's what we're talking about today. Influence and impact. In fact, I'm going to take down that screen share there so you can see me a little bit larger with my nice Santa hat. So, which is a bit small. So, I might get a little bit of red here. So, yeah, give me a message. Let me know if you can see me, hear me. I see some people coming into the room now. Excellent. Thank you. Now on YouTube, yeah, everything seems to be setting up great. Good to know. Welcome. So I'm talking to you live from Vienna here. I'd love to know, where are you listening in from? Where are you listening in from? Either in the live session or on the replay. Let me know. I'm going to get a little bit light here because it's kind of dark, cloudy day, a little chilly willy here in Vienna. Glad to have you here. So today we're talking about creating valuable content and unleashing a tidal wave of influence. So where is your tidal wave of influence going to go? Where are you going to be? I'm here in Vienna, as I mentioned, and you might be wondering, like, huh? Who is this person? Why should I be listening to her? What's going on? Let me introduce myself. Hi, I'm Elizabeth, and I'm a I'm a verbal branding expert, helping you attract attention, wow audiences, and kick imposter syndrome to the curb, because that's never going to help. It's all about getting to yes. Getting to yes, which is absolutely crucial right now. Prices seem to be going up. Everyone's kind of looking and asking you for free stuff. Have you noticed that? That's been kind of on the up right now. Yikes. So if you've experienced that, go ahead and drop a thumbs down if you don't like it, or maybe drop a thumbs up if you love it. Yeah, if you don't like it, but drop a thumbs up if you're ready to see some cash flow in 2024. I know I sure am. I want to see that go up, right? Yeah, the prices are going up. It's really out of control. So that's exactly why I have chosen to discuss this topic with you today, because it's so important that you clarify messaging, get laser focused on your call to action or CTA, and get to yes. That's what we're talking about today. And so I'm going to start sharing my slides again. And I want you to tell me, do you want some more yes in your life? Do you want more yes in 2024? If yes, give me a thumbs up. Tell me what you want more of. Cash flow? Yes. What are you looking for? What is it that's more important to you? Tell me, because then I know what to talk about, right? This is for you. And I'm going to start sharing my screen again. Double checking over here for comments. And let me know if you can see and hear me. Super. Good. I seem to have a delay on my LinkedIn. Let me see. Excuse me for 1 second. You go ahead and drop those icons. Let me know what's happening. And ta-da! There we are. There is my screen. And I'm double checking LinkedIn. Everything looks good. Good. Nope, that is not. Yes, that is. Good. Right. So let's jump back into it. So this is the first slide. And if you're ready, are you ready for more cash flow, more yes in 2024? Then let's get into it. So here it is, here they are. The 3 steps. I told you it's simple, it's easy, it's 3. 3 is the magic number, right? And to help me remember and to help you remember and make it easy, I went ahead and made it ECM. Is that silly? Is that cool? Is it? How do you feel? I love it. So it's the ECM, it's 3 steps, it's super easy. And I want you, see if you can guess the first step. Let's start with the first one, E. What do you think that E is? And if you're listening on the replay, go ahead and type in, let me know what your guess is. If you're listening live, go ahead and drop a comment. I think I can see them. I haven't seen many comments yet, so go ahead and leave those for me so I can follow along. But in either case, it's all good. Checking to make sure I'm coming through. I just heard a horror story today that someone was recording for like 30 minutes before she realized that she wasn't coming through. So doing the best we can. I'm checking on some other devices. I have my phone here and it looks like we're good. So, anyway, let's go ahead and you can follow along. Maybe you're listening, not sure. So let's see. What is this E? What do you think this E is? You have a guess? Engage. That is the first letter of the ECM model. Dun, dun, dun. So engage. I found, and this is true for most people, I would say almost everyone, that people want to feel seen and understood. I'm going to say that again. People want to feel seen and understood. So that sounds great. That sounds easy. But like Elizabeth, how? How can I do that? And speaking of how, I'm going to try and adjust the screen. Can I make me bigger? Doesn't seem to want to do that. It keeps that bigger. So we'll just leave that there and I'll just stay on the side here. Yeah, it's all right. I thought I adjusted that previously. So people want, absolutely, yeah. So they want to feel seen and understood, but how? When people ask that, they're like, well, tell a story. Tell a story. That's the quickest way to engage with your audience and connect. Yeah, okay, Elizabeth, but how? This is what I hear a lot. So, have you ever been told to use story? How has that worked for you? Go ahead and drop a few words in the comments or an emoji, just story in the emoji so I know what it's about, especially if you're listening on the replay. And I'm going to give you 5 quick tips. 5 quick tips to use story to help people feel seen and understood. So engage. So the first thing I want you to think about is the setting and the audience. Basically, who are these people? Who are they? What do they know? What do they don't know? What are their drivers? What are they looking for? And try and speak exactly to that. In fact, I'm going to speak very differently to a group of kindergartners than I would to a group of people at a retirement center or university students or LinkedIn Live session. So know your audience. Who are you talking to? What are they bringing to the table? And where is their brain at that moment? That's the first thing. The second one is think about time and time stages. What do I mean by time stages? By this, I mean, if I'm lecturing, I'm in the front in a podium, I'm going to have people's attention in a way that's different than if I'm in an elevator, if I'm at a networking party, if I'm at a Christmas party or a New Year's event where everyone's drinking. It's a very different expectation and attention span. So I like to think about this before I go to an event. And I think about, okay, how much time do I have? What are the time stages? Do I want to start with a 10-second introduction, something juicy and enticing to make people curious and want to know more? Or do I have an hour? And so I want to start with a story, with an image to kind of pull them in, engage them before I get into the heart of the topic. These are things to think about. A LinkedIn session, I have 20 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes here. So I start with a different kind of introduction and a little silliness with the hat for the season. Number 3, when telling a story, and this is something many people skip, focus on the struggle. I mean, especially when it's a personal story, people don't really like to talk about struggle and the ugly and gross parts. Like, it's really hard. And yet, when we watch movies, when we read books, we love that part. That's what draws us in. That's what gives us that cliffhanger feeling. So embrace the struggle in your story. These are quick, super quick tips. If you want more information, follow along, leave a comment, ask a question, and we can go deep dives into these. But I'm trying to give a quick overview for you today. And when embracing the struggle, that's what changes a list of facts, maybe a chronological list of facts, into a story, into engagement, into connection, which is exactly what we want. Number 4 on the checklist is always add a personal touch. If you're telling a story about someone else, even a historical figure, a famous person, add a personal touch. What does this mean for you? Why do you think this is important? What did I learn from this situation? Creates better connection instantly. Once you have that better connection, we're talking about 10xing your impact. All right. Number 5. Number 5. Number 5. Do you see what I did there? If I start like this, and then I start talking, you're not sure, like, is she going to say something? Isn't she? What's going on? What's happening? I use something body language, a little body language bonus tip I want to give you because it's the end of the year and we're getting ready for 2024. And that is something I love to call pre-gesture. To pre-gesture. Everyone knows to gesture, to use hands for numbers, to show excitement, to talk about your phone, gestures. But a pre-gesture is to move your hands, to move your body, to demonstrate I'm about to speak before I even open my mouth. And I welcome people to listen. It works amazingly well, especially in a group of people, at a party, at an end of the year event. So try it and let me know how that works out for you. So those are the 5 tips for engage. And I'm going lightning speed here, lightning speed. So what I want to ask you with those 5 tips, what are your aha moments? What did you hear that you don't want to forget? What is it that stood out to you? Was it the pre-gesture? Maybe it was about the time stages and thinking about that in advance. What were your aha moments? Even if you're listening on the replay, go ahead and leave a comment. Send me a private message. Let me know. And I'll respond and I will reply. Great. So those are the 5 quick tips. Now, so that was the E. Now I want to know, what do you think the C is? What is that C? What is the C? Any guesses? Go ahead and leave a comment. I were sitting in your position right now and I heard Elizabeth say, "What's the C? What's the C?" I would say connect, engage, connect, engage, connect. That's how it goes together, right? Right, but wrong. It is wrong. Why is it wrong? Why is it wrong? I'll tell you. Because it's call to action. Call to action. Elizabeth, call to action as a whole thing? Yes, because many people struggle with this. They either struggle to make the shift, the transition from engagement and chatting to action and making the ask, or they don't know when it's right, or is it appropriate, or can I ask? Do we have a close enough connection? Yeah, there are a lot of hurdles. And then even when it's like time to make the ask, people feel like, how do I do it? What's the right way to do it? I don't want to be pushy. I don't want to be weird. This is a Christmas party. This is a New Year's Eve party. I can't make an ask. So that's why number 2 is call to action. It's complicated and imposter syndrome does not help here, right? So call to action, call to action. And it's not only just us, but I've actually watched people crumble and just fall apart when it comes to this. Or sometimes wasn't even aware they were moving into the call to action part. And this isn't just sales. Sure, it can be sales. Sure, it can be an ask, but it can also be inviting someone to your party, asking them to bring a dish, um, asking them to set up a play date with your kid, whatever it is, asking for support on a project at work. What is your ask? What is it you want people to do, right? People want to feel inspired. They don't want to feel bossed around, told exactly what to do, micromanaged. No, people want to feel inspired. So, how can we do that? How can we make a call to action transition smoothly and appeal to their emotions? How, Elizabeth? But how? Have you heard these things? Have you been told that you should do these things? Yeah, and it's tough. What things have you been told that are hard? What are some of the biggest struggles either you've experienced or you've seen with making an ask? Right? Go ahead and drop those in the comments. I would love to make a whole session just focused on those, because this is tough stuff. This is tough stuff. So go ahead and drop it there. And if you're listening on replay, as I said before, do drop a comment. I'll reply. Promise I will. Yep, I promise I will. I'm just checking around. As I said, I see people are here, but I'm not seeing the comments. So I'm just kind of double checking to make sure everything is copacetic, everything is running smoothly. So this is our call to action. And yeah, what are some of those tough things? Transitioning into the call to action, what to do if it's a hard no, like yeah, a lot of things like that. So let's get into it. People want to feel inspired, right? So the first thing I suggest when one wants to make a call to action, the first thing I suggest is getting crystal clear in your mind. What do I want others to do? What should they do? Not, a vague idea like give me money, buy my product, whatever, but like crystal clear. Crystal clear. What do you want them to do? You want them to sign up for the free webinar, sign up for the boot camp, sign up for a strategy session, get a consultation call, or download the free giveaway. Whatever it is, get a clear call to action. Have them say yes to your New Year's Eve party, whatever it is. Get crystal clear what you want them to do, and then start creating a compelling call to action. Okay, but how, Elizabeth? But how? So the first thing I can say is, go back up to number 1, engaging with people. help them feel seen and understood. Use those tips and then move into that call to action phase. So how can we do it? I can tell you how not to do it. You can probably tell me how not to do it as well. So let's brainstorm some of those ideas. If you've had some experiences, drop them in the comments. So number one, don't be vague. Don't be vague about the need. You can be vague about the solution, but not about the need. If I give an example, I remember when I was a kid, there was every weekend I would see these infomercials about children that you can save lives using just 2 cents a day. So they were not vague about the need. There were so many photos and images about the need, the desperate need, and statistics and facts. And we'll get into that in a minute, but don't be vague about the need. People are smart. So we want to engage their brain to find a solution, right? Rather than telling them what to do. Let me give another example. When I tell my daughter, like, oh, pick up the things off the floor, you have to move it, otherwise we'll get hurt and someone will trip and fall. Yeah, okay, mom. Like, we've all been there, right? Nobody likes that. Nobody likes that. But what if I say, oh no, the hallway's so messy. What can we do? How can we make it safer? Instantly, she has an idea and she's clever and she starts picking up the things and choosing a clever place to put them. Oh, mom, I have an idea. I'm going to put them here on the side, nice and pretty. Perfect, right? Yeah, I know. I know. I'm not recommending that you use this with children, but definitely use it in your everyday life. Don't tell people exactly what to do. Engage their brain, engage their natural human inclination to problem solve, to connect the dots. When we create that gap, our brains just want to connect the dots and find a solution. So use that to your advantage. So don't be vague about the need. Use the engagement strategies, connect with people on multiple levels, and create a compelling call to action. Create a compelling call to action. So, was there anything there that you heard? Any aha moments, light bulb moments, maybe something new that you hadn't considered before? If yes, leave those in the comments. Let me know. Let me know what's sticking, what's resonating with you today. And then was it the about the connection? I think for that is such a cool one. For me, that's a huge aha moment, right? That connection, that problem solving, rather than telling people exactly what to do, create a gap and give a little bit of time and space for people to find a way to connect that gap. That is such a powerful tool. Be clear about the need, be clear about the problem, be clear about things around the situation, but the actual connection, allow people to engage with you there and be problem solvers on their own. Awesome. 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 Okay. Moving on. ECM. Engage. Call to action. And what do you think that is? What do you think that is? What is that letter M? What? What is the letter M? Let's go ahead and look. Meaning. Meaning. People want meaning. They want to feel connected, part of something meaningful, right? Now, this one can be tricky. I'm not going to lie. This one can be tricky, especially if you haven't already established a tribe of followers or ripe with synergies and things like that. You can say, hey, meaningful, come into my community, come into my connection. Like, I've joined some really cool clubs and groups and networks. And once you're in, it's just so meaningful right from the start. Like the networking opportunities, business opportunities, totally available. It's ripe. But, or if you haven't set up a secret club, for example, I have a secret club. It's not secret. Professionals with kids. It's a great thing. And once you're in it, there's instant connections. You know, you're instantly involved with a group of like-minded people, right? Or at least people facing some of the same questions and struggles you are. So, oops. Right. So if you don't have a tribe, if you don't have a secret club, or even if you do, people want to feel connected to that, but you're not selling that probably when you're having your compelling call to action to say, come to my New Year's Eve party. But how can my message, Elizabeth, I could ask this, how can my message create a feeling of connection or inclusion when it's not about that? So to answer this question, it's quite similar to the letter E, that engage one. It's about creating that a feeling of being seen and understood, but it's more about being part of something. It's more about being part of something. So think of a time, when have you felt included or part of something? What gives you that sense or that feeling, right? Go ahead and drop that in the comments. When do you feel like, I'm part of this? I'm part of a movement. I'm part of a group of people. I can tell you, whenever I see someone with braces, especially an adult, I feel an instant connection. Like, I know what you're going through. Sucks, doesn't it? Like, yeah, yeah. We have a common thing. So think about times when you felt connected with a stranger. Instant connection. You're in a group, you're part of a movement, a wave. That's what we were talking about before, that wave of influence, that tidal wave of influence. When have you felt that? When have you felt included or part of something? Drop that message in the comments. And while you're writing that, I'm going to share my theory. I'm going to share my theory because in my experience, I found it's all about meaning. That's why, that's what this letter, that's what this letter M here is, right? All about the meaning. Some people think it's all about the base. I think it's all about the meaning. And when I feel connected to the meaning of the message, the core meaning of the message, I feel connected to everyone else who agrees. I feel connected to everyone else who agrees. Maybe you've experienced this with certain political discussions or certain community movements. When I feel connected to the core meaning of the message, I feel connected to everyone else who agrees, like a tribe of like-minded people, like I mentioned in the group I started earlier. And I suddenly feel like I'm not alone in my thinking. There are others like me. They share my thinking, my beliefs, my experience, whatever. I mean, obviously, just because someone has braces doesn't mean we have all the same beliefs or we're a carbon copy of each other. But we're experiencing the same thing, and we're putting a lot of money probably in the same place, right? So whatever it is, it creates that connection. So when talking with others, with communicating, how can we create the sense of community? How can we create it, Elizabeth? What can we do? I'm so glad you asked. So, number one, get crystal clear about that key statement. What is the meaning? What is the core message that you want to share? Number two, I mentioned this before, but I'm going to say it again because this is crucial here. Use statistics, use facts, use research, use data, use science that works for you. Use imagery, use any tools you can that works for you and supports your message, right? Bring people on board there. Number three, before you even start speaking, before you start writing, before you start planning, stop and think. What should they remember? What should they remember? After everything's been said and done, what do you want them to remember? Because people don't remember a lot, especially nowadays, right? Especially me. I'm going to say especially me. So, what do you want them to remember? I'm often talking about my bandwidth. Like, I just can't hold it here. I mean, that's for tomorrow, Elizabeth, to look up and worry about, not today. Number four, what should they remember? And this is crucial. How should they feel? How do you want them to feel when they're listening to you, when they're hearing your story, when they're engaging with your content? How do you want people to feel? And I can tell you right now, because people will forget what you say, people will forget what you did. but people will never forget how you made them feel. Personal paraphrase from Maya Angelou. Excellent quote, powerful meaning, powerful message. I always give the example of my second grade teacher. Love my second grade teacher, Miss Yannick. Hello, if you're watching. And, I can't remember the exact thing she said. I can remember maybe a few fuzzy memories of what she did, but I will never, ever forget how she made me feel. Powerful statement. Powerful statement. Think about your memories. So we are at 2:28, almost cutoff time. Cha-ching, cha-ching. I can hear the jingle bells ringing. It's time for me to get a move on. Check the last slide. Follow me for more tips to help you connect with your audience. And yeah, but before we do that, oops, back up a second. So wait, stop, Elizabeth. Meaning. Let's go back to the meaning. What are your aha moments? What were your light bulbs? What did you hear that you really don't want to forget? Write it down. Write it down below. Is it about the feeling? I mean, for me, that's a huge aha moment, right? Or is it about the thinking about how connected your key statement is to a sense of belonging? Or have you ever considered that people want to belong to a tribe or whatever it is you're talking about? Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? What are your aha moments? Go ahead and write them down. So, as I said, there you have it, my not so humbly named ECM principle for no fail messaging. I want you to just pack this in your suitcase, put this in your briefcase, your backpack, however you travel. Take this with you into 2024. You want the notes? I'll send them to you. Just send me a message, drop a comment down below, and just write notes for no fail messaging, and I will totally send it to you. So you can reference this and use this in 2024. So again, wrong button. So follow me for more tips to help you connect with your audience. So if you like it, you love it, then please, oops, what have I done? I pushed. There we go. If you like it, if you love it, then please make sure we're connected on LinkedIn or whichever platform you're using. Click that bell icon so that you'll be notified whenever I'm posting something that you're interested in, something valuable, something you want to know more about. Maybe I'll even use a comment that you left to make an event in the future. Or send me a private message with the words no fail notes, or leave a comment as you wish, and I'll send you the link for the notes from this session. So this is my final session for 2023. I feel like I just got used to saying 2023 and now I already have to change. Mercy, if you feel me, give me a heart in the comments or drop that icon. I need it. I need it. So we're getting ready for 2024, more live sessions, more powerful messaging, and more meaningful connections, more meaningful relationships. I'm looking forward to it, and I'll see you ding, 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 next year. Ciao.